I want to welcome back to podcasts. Here we are at the Orlando Museum of Art, and my name is Robin van Arsdol. This exhibition is entitled The Orlando-Berlin Connection, and come on in and take a look. The first thing that we got is pieces from the Berlin Wall, as well as exhibitions from Paradise, Alexanderplatz, where the bunker exhibitions were cleaned up and exhibitions were put there. We've also got artworks by Volker Kuhn, who is shows in Berlin, Jason Horncastle, who has his studio in Berlin, and also, I'm going to pronounce this Christian Awe, but it's not Awe, it's A-W-E in German, so it has to have an A sound. Come on in and take a look at the Berlin Wall and do a little scan. I've got Torsten and Nina Romer, I've got Paradise, we've got Alexanderplatz and Friedrichstrassen. Come on in and take a look. These are the works of Jason Horncastle. Jason Horncastle is English, lived in Milan, had a studio in Milan, and now is in Berlin. These pieces are entitled Donde, the Italian word for whence, or where from. Take a look at them, and then come on down here. I want to show you a couple Orlando artists. This is Willie Soto, the graffiti artist. See this piece? The eyeball? Sorry. Everything on this painting was painted with not a brush, not an airbrush, but a spray can. That's how good my boy Willie Soto is. This piece over here, entitled God's Creation. Look here, on my walls over on Paramore and Central. That's right. Anything that's real, Willie can paint. But he grew up writing, doing tags. So in terms of shadowing and spacing, Willie Soto's a master. Come on, I'll show you another master. This is Christian Awe. Now, I say that it's A-W-E. If we said it, it would be Awe, but the Germans pronounce their E as an A, so it'd be Awe. So this is Christian. And there's a lot of abstractions. Abstract art that's on top of abstract art that's layered. And this is very, very, very consistent with one of the styles that's in Berlin. Also I got myself a little Woody Igu here. Where's Woody? This is one of our hometown boys. Woody Igu grew up here. He also was in the Orlando Furioso exhibition that went to Milan, Italy. But Woody's local. What he does is he loves oddities of nature. For example, see the casting? Okay, he went out into the country, out to the farm, up by Sanford, and did a bronze pouring into anthills. The others that I'll show you in a second are also poured in anthills with a contrast of a bone, and then all of these boxes that used to come from these old factories. I remember these boxes being in New York City, but they're probably not from New York. We've got Ekaterina. Ekaterina was in the bunker exhibitions. She did a performance for Paradise. If you're in Orlando and you got a golf club and you got a Mickey Mouse, they're too Florida, all right? But these are made by a German, all right? And the Germans love humor. They love American humor. And I have a lot of success because a lot of my pieces look like Bart Simpson with the targeted hair, and they love Bart Simpson. So anything that comes to the Germans that's American with humor, like a Mickey Mouse or a golf club, or even paintings themselves. For example, this is the image of the surrealist artist from the teens and 20s on Rene Magritte, all right? But look at this. Do you remember all the little paintings with the man with the Dobie hat, with the little round Dobie hat? And if this isn't humor, all right, you got to laugh all day long, especially if you love Rene Magritte's paintings. And the Germans, they love this kind of almost a twisted humor that ends up being funny with a touch of sarcasm. Also, over here, the Mark Rothko. Here, the Mark Rothko, for example. Have you ever been in a museum where you got a huge, gigantic, abstract painting, and you're sitting down looking at it going, holy cow, that's a big painting. I wonder what he was thinking. Now, it's not that hard, and I automatically think of myself at the Museum of Modern Art looking at a Jackson Pollock, okay, and thinking, look at all of that activity. Look what, and you know what I mean? Aren't paintings a reflection of a moment in somebody's life? And the concept of setting is got to be a little bit humorous. And if it's not German, if this isn't German, I don't know what is. It's American subject matter with a little German twist. So Brian's a little bit into mechanics. He likes tools. He's a carpenter, he's a plumber, he's a painter. So a lot of the times he's dealing with imagery that is part of his life. And I remember specifically in the early 70s when there was a lot of art, all right, that was process oriented, where if you worked with a hammer, then you made art with a hammer. If you used a saw, then you cut with a saw. If you liked a knife, you cut with a knife. And that aspect of process, where part of who you are is part of this painting. Now, I also want to show you Decoy. This right here is the work of Decoy, and this is the graffiti on my walls over at Paramore Central. This is one of my paintings, but this clown face is part of Brian Demchek's, is Brian Demchek's images. And for example, the fly getting larger and larger and larger, or the fact that your chest, when you open your, it's not human. It couldn't be something other than humanity, could it? And Brian's the master of the monsters. He loves the chainsaw, and he loves the clown face, and anything that has a kind of supernatural sensibility is what you'll be looking at Decoy. Now, we did look at the Berlin Wall, right? These pieces, thank you, Georgia, for bringing in these Berlin pieces. If we're talking about Berlin and the relationship between Berlin and artists that are going to be commuting to Berlin in the summer to do an exhibition, and then the German artists that sent their works here, it's a beautiful thing, this exchange of culture. There's nothing like going places around the world to look at art. And if you get a chance, Berlin's a fabulous place to go. Thanks for being with us at the Orlando Museum of Art for the Orlando-Berlin Connection. And every first Thursday, that's right, at the Orlando Museum is the associate programs. So come back and see us on first Thursdays.